This is a little moment where I guess I could say a video could be started and stopped in a few places, but I'd say there's probably little steps we need to kind of take one at a time whenever it comes to making this next little one we're about to demonstrate. So I say that we're going to try to sort of just make the little cut where the lower line of the headdress is supposed to be, and in between videos after you saw me demonstrate one in the last one, decided to kind of do the other one a little away from the camera just to kind of get it taken care of, because I wanted to demonstrate on one how I do it, but I apologize for all the little swears you all had to hear in the last one, because that was probably just a little thing that, you know, it's like I try not to do that too publicly or anything, but little moments of frustration can kind of have me doing that under my own little breath. And you know, that's just the kind of thing where it's going to happen. And I tell you, you know, most people, they just don't hear me do it a lot, so like they hear me curse on or swear on occasion, and they say to me, "Oh, I didn't know you cussed. That was the first time I heard you cuss." Something like that. It's always just strange how people will kind of come to note little things like that, but you know, it's just the kind of thing which it all just kind of depends on people when they're around you, when they hear you. And it's just one of those things where I'd say I'm probably just a little cautious for the most part. But you'll hear a little slip here and there, time or two. And I'd say that at this point, we'd probably be typically using a gouge to make a cut like this, but I decided I'd kind of take this knife here and think while I'm at it with this little detail knife here that I demonstrated with in the last video. I think I'm going to take a little moment to sharpen it here. That's what these Arkansas stones are for. I've kind of got a set of them this time. One that's kind of like for sharpening and one that's for honing. That's why I got a hard one and a soft one. And I'd say we probably got it sharp enough here from the stone, and I got a whole different strop this time. Probably even, to that matter, I have two strops these days, and kind of use them one at a time to do one little honing trick at a time. And some of these strops are like two-sided, so you can use two sides of leather. Got that little step taken care of, and as for a little moment, just want to decide that I might even just take a little step where we're going to kind of make a little line along the little headdress here, try to get a little cut made out of it. Oh, I say, little work we do. And I tell y'all that this is just something that it comes down to in the very end. A little cut and work. Time to kind of, and even the book says that this step should be done a little bit separate from certain other steps. So that's why we kind of take it to where we make the lines to make the bottom of the headband around the headdress. And luckily enough, we got this detail knife sharpened enough that we could take care of that. Even in the last video, I kind of had to bring it to a stop long enough to sharpen some knives, but this was just one little knife, so it was fairly quick and easy to do. I say, I'm just learning a little more caution how to kind of try to start my carving below the line, just to make sure I don't mess too much of anything up. I tell you, we got a little chip off there, but that is one more thing we can manage right here. Take a little bit more off the top of the hat and probably kind of work our way into it a little more. And as for that work, we got a little place done in. Thankfully, I'd say that we're probably getting it a little better this time. Probably making it a little more even on each side, just kind of having to make that extra cut in there just to kind of get a little bit of the work done along. And I say that there's one little cut we're going to make in here where we sort of like put the little time where we work our way along the piece to make the little circles and lines, I say. And for one other little figure like that we have here, gotta cut another bit of a line inside of it to make it so it's going to be a little brighter day for us, and oh, make us all see little things we do. Oh, the work is all good. Work is all great. And finally, just make this cut so it brightens and shines. Oh, a little light of God's glory in us. Oh, I say, people just get a little to where the times shall erupt to us. Oh, and I say, bright little work we do. Oh, the nice little things we say and do. Make it so we're seeing little lights come on in our ways. Oh, brightening to us. And then we're going to kind of make the next little cut along the way. Make it so it's going to line up with the lower part of the top band of the hat. And I tell you what, just kind of got these a little mixed up here. And well, unfortunately, I was doing a little bit of work on Mary because I accidentally carved her the wrong way. We're going to fix this. We'll do it separate from the video time. But as for now, we're going to finish up making all these lines below Joseph's headdress, and I'll share with you all a little bit more. And oh, little accidents and mistakes that happen when you carve along, but those, we just find ways to fix them, you know. We're wood carvers, so we just kind of find ways to cover our mistakes with what we do, make new little opportunities out of our sudden mistakes. It's just how we come along here, and that was what I did. You know, I accidentally drew a headdress on one of these Mary pieces, so that was why I accidentally carved into that one when I shouldn't have, because it just had the little lines drawn on it, and so that was how the little mess came along so good. And like they say, I had a friend just message me one time recently. She messaged me back today and replied to something else, but when I talked about how I had been working on my YouTube videos, she even stated that making videos can be very time consuming, which indeed, yes, it can be. It takes a lot of time. Back in my, younger adult days, I probably had a whole lot more playtime than I even do now, I say. Oh, I tell y'all, and this is just one of those things where I think we're going to get this taken care of. It's no big deal because this little line on the forehead is a place where we're going to need to do a little work to put in the face anyway. But she is going to come out a little bit thinner on the head than she's supposed to be. But we're going to kind of get rid of all these lines, and that's going to be taken care of. The places where we carved into her accidentally, we just kind of need to fix what we can, do what we can. And I say this little work is shining its little way on us. Oh, now. And of course, this time around, this Mary's going to have a thinner head than this one, but at least we just did what we needed to do and got rid of all the little bad lines. So that sure took care of her. So I say some of this work's going to be made out sooner or later. It's probably going to make her a little more special and unique when it comes down to it. I say. So we'll put in the little head for her when it is time to do that. And probably, I say, go back to where she is in the book to kind of take one little step we need to take here, and it'll be down to where we probably got the exact measurement we need. Say we got about 3/16 of an inch, or more like 1/8 of an inch, I'd say. But let's move it so it's down to just 3/16. So we got it close enough here, I'd say. We'll go ahead and kind of line it up with this other one so they'll be more closely to being exactly alike in what they'll need to freaking be, I say. Well, we say that it's just a time when we got a little 3/16 of an inch on there, and when I come down to doing it, it's just going to be another 5/8 of an inch to go right below the top of the head, and see how we do. It's going to be 5/8 is right about here, and then we're going to take the other Mary and go 5/8 of an inch a little ways down her head as well. Oh, I tell you, and hopefully I could probably find some gouges that we might be better off using when it comes down to doing this part. But I'd say it's probably going to be a little, we're going to need a little time away from the video to look for that, because probably got them down here in this box, but got to find the right ones to use. That is one thing I need for sure. And since we're at it, come down to where I'd like to show another little thing I've been doing and working on, and I'm thinking about making some little nativity sets out of little sassafras pieces. And I had a certain long piece of sassafras, and I measured out the inches it was and did a little math to make it so that the mangers could be the shortest thing and a little taller, and have a little shorter, and have Joseph a little taller and Mary a little shorter. So with all the measurements I came out with, I sort of came out with these pieces where these tall pieces on the outer edge can be Joseph, and these two shorter pieces on the inside can be Mary, and make it so the manger kind of didn't have to be cut in half the same way on the board, because given the depth and width of the board and things like that, I decided that I could cut it the other way to kind of make these two little mangers for two little baby Jesuses. And we don't know exactly how this nativity is going to turn out yet, what kind of little ways I'm going to have of doing it, but I just know that I just have my own ways of being able to draw faces on things, see faces in things, and carve faces into things, and kind of do it from my own little creative standpoint. I come up with my own ways of making the little carvings come out like I want them to be, and how I want them to look, and all the things where there's just a lot to share when it comes down to what we know, what we do. I'll share a lot more when the time comes to do so, but I'd say as for this might be a time when we got a little short here compared to the time on some other videos, but this was probably about as much as I had, as much as I could share for this particular one. I'm hoping to kind of gain more success in the future, take things a little further on, and that's going to be the little ways, the little steps are going to be taken to work through all this and find my way up to a better way to go. Oh, up further. And with all my business recorded expenses, I tell y'all, I've kind of gotten everything together, and had, I mean, there was one certain sales for taxes I thought I had turned in months ago, but I hadn't, so I turned it in the other day and kind of had a little penalty fee to pay on it because it was late. But there's just a lot of things to learn from things like that, and we learn to kind of do them a little bit better the next time around. But next time it comes time to do those things. And I hope you all enjoy watching this, and take care and stay safe out there. Do the best you can. Watch out for yourself, watch out for others, and keep us all updated. I'm going to keep you updated with all my information as far as how this little work of a website continues, and this little work of a YouTube page, and even had someone I shopped from on Etsy kind of look at my work on my Etsy page and really liked it, really enjoyed it, kind of had a lot of nice to say about it. And that's where I just want to end this video, is telling you all that it's good to have you on, it's good to have you watching, it's good to have even so little a community as I have. Hopefully you can share these videos and kind of get more people involved, get more people to follow, get more people to take interest, and have a little more ways to see a little more, share a little more, and know a little more. That's kind of how I'm here, just to kind of reach out, bless audiences, bless people, and show everybody just a little ways how that a little carving and a little work can really inspire us to make a better world. Take care as always and be safe. Goodbye.